Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of the charity stream series here on the Gitting Gud YouTube video series here. Reason this is kind of a part 2 is we had a long video in volume 2 about setting up a charity stream on Tiltify, and now we're going to talk a little bit about how do you actually kind of communicate that you're doing a charity stream and try to kind of encourage as much donations as possible. So we've talked about milestones, and we've talked about actually set the like kind of physical setup process on Tiltify, but today we'll get into a little bit more about how do you spread the word, because if no one knows you're doing a charity or fundraiser stream, you're probably not going to raise a whole lot of money. And how do you just some ideas, I guess, about how to do that. I am not good at this, I will be the first to admit. So I'm going to tell you about some things that I do. This is not a huge success story. We have raised a lot of money, but I don't think it's because of my advertising technique. So I'll show you, we'll call this the beginner's, the basics guide, that maybe you can take some ideas from and probably expand upon significantly. But I'll tell you about a little bit what we did for the most recent Fred Hutch One Up for Survivors charity campaign, as well as BCR Fest in the past. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the biggest struggle for me with this is I am terrible at advertising. Like, I'm not great at marketing myself and saying basically, hey, you need to give money to this cause. I'm more of a like, donate if you want to, if you can, donate if you're able to. I understand. I mean, we did BCR Fest during COVID, when money was really tight for everyone. So like, we were familiar with like, look, we're happy to have it. I'll do silly things if you do donate, but if you can't or don't, I don't want people to feel pressured to donate, you know? So just like strictly positive. I don't want it to be like, hey, don't you want to donate? But if you look at other fundraising campaigns, not just on Twitch, but kind of in different walks of life, like some require you to donate to like participate in something that they're fundraising, and like there's a lot of pressure saying, hey, you got to donate if you want to do, you know, maybe they're putting on an event and you got to donate or pay for a ticket, and then there's all this there's like auctions, and like there's you're betting and bidding on things to fundraise. So it's like there's a lot of strategies, but it's very like pushy, and I don't love that. It's for a good cause, so it's like that. I do love that part, but I don't want our fundraisers to feel like that. So that's kind of why the approach that I take is like, look, here, I just want to get the information in front of you and say, here's what you could potentially achieve, acquire if you do donate. If not, don't sweat it. So that's kind of it. I struggle to walk that line sometimes of like, how do I advertise this and make sure people know about this, without making them feel pressured, and how do I get them to how do I not burn you out on seeing it 10, 15 times? Like, I should know from like social media pages, like they'll tweet about, like professional organizations will tweet about the same thing, like, 5, 10 times, that like, today was the MLB All-Star game. I can't imagine how many times the official MLB Twitter account and each team's Twitter accounts tweeted about the All-Star game coming up. Like, it's got to be ridiculous. So I don't want, because we have a smaller community, I don't want people to kind of get burnt out of like, hey bro, we get it, you're doing a charity stream, relax. So it's like, how do you get the word out to everyone, but not burn out the people that, if they're going to see every post, if they follow you on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, that they're like, all right bro, this is the 10th time I've heard about it, relax. So anyway, that's where my head is at going into this. So I look at it as more of, let's present the information to people, and then they can make the decision that they want to, based on that. So that's probably why I put a lot of pressure on the milestones and the individual rewards, is because I kind of put it out with no pressure. So I think I have to make the milestones good enough that people actually want to donate to be able to get those things. So speaking of that, I guess that's part of what I do. So or one of the first things I do is to kind of create So we talked about creating the Tiltify campaign with all the milestones. I also create because I am I am in corporate America, and I'm a sub to my corporate overlords. Gotta make a PowerPoint slide, man. I'm not good in like Paint or Photoshop or anything like actually creative, but like PowerPoint gets the job done, So here's the slide I made for the Fred Hutch one. So this is very tweetable. Or I guess, so I made this, and then it's easy to flash up on stream. It's easy to tweet out. It's easy to put in Discord. Those are kind of the big things I hit, is I try to put it out on Twitter and Blue Sky. I try to put it out on Discord, both my personal Discord and the Discord for the charity. And then the YouTube video I kind of take a separate approach for, but like this is very like, you just take a screenshot of this and send it out. That's usually what I do, with like a little description, at the top, of course. So, but this is, it's a better way than just a plain list of like all the things that that we can unlock as a team. So these are the milestones, the total ones, and then here's the individual ones. Create something really similar. So they say, great, this is what we all get if you get that far, but what do we get if what do I get personally for donating? And that talks about these prizes, and if you hit $50, you get stickers, $100 is free merch, etc., etc. So I try to like, so this is the like, hey, this is what you get for donating. Did something very similar for BCR Fest as well. That one gets a little busier because there's a lot more milestones, but it hits on something else too, which is kind of like showing progress. And so you want people to kind of, I guess I want people to make sure that I am doing what I said I would do. And so that's where all these check marks come into play, where I will kind of tweet out updates of this and show updates of this on stream, where I say, okay, so I said that you would get, I said you would get to write a tweet for me. Did we do that? Yes. You have, and so that works with the check marks, as well as down here you can see we had a 54-hour stream, which is absolutely ridiculous. But it's, look, if it hasn't happened yet, this is in the past, but if it, if it's coming up, here's the schedule for it. So so either showing people that we did it, or that it's coming up, that I haven't forgotten about it, basically. And to be completely honest, there are a couple things on here I still need to do. So it is what it's only 8 months late, but same thing here. The individual rewards, people went absolutely crazy, and I had to add a lot to this. And actually, because people were so generous, actually, once again, because I'm a corporate America guy, I had to create a file kind of with everybody. So on the left here, we have all the milestones. Across the top is, who it is. And then you can see, if I kind of frame it right, the key is, yes, they got it. And I haven't given them this prize yet. Earned and scheduled. So I don't, there's, I hadn't done that guy's workout yet. And then earned and like fully completed. I put some in as reminders. So like one was to buy a game and put it on top of the Cubo list. It was Space Marine 2, so that I can remember what it is, and we don't have a situation. Well, frankly, we had one. So Ryan, if you're watching this, I'm gonna throw you under the bus here. I'm gonna throw us under the bus here. So wait, this Ryan. He earned a 12-hour stream in 2023. We were coming up on BCR Fest 2024, and he was like, dude, when do I get my 12-hour? And for the life of me, like I swore we did it, but I had no proof. I had no writing of anything. The VOD had expired by then. I had nothing that said that we did it. So yeah, so he earned it in October of 2023. We did that 12-hour in like September of 2024. It was like 11 months later. It was like a week or two before the annual event started again. So that's my bad. And so I've tried to get better about like writing things down just so I can say like, hey bro, when did we do my 12-hour? And it's like, so for Decrepify here, it's like he got a personalized 12-hour stream, and it's like, yep, it was this weekend, or Jay Talls was this day. Fry Lady hasn't gotten hers yet. Anyway, so this is the kind of things that so this is great for like advertising and saying, hey, here's what you could get, but then I need a way to track it as well. So like, a lot of people were kind enough to donate over $10. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 people donated at least $10. So I have 10 reps of a workout for 13 different people. That gets really hard to keep track of. So that's why I have that pretty horrible to look at Excel grid that I usually don't send out or do anything with, but this is kind of what I tell people about. We had Wheel of Shots and Wheel of Fun that we did as well. So anyway, there was this is to help further kind of explain some of the rewards that people got. So I did it for BCR Fest. I did it for Fred Hutch. A couple other ideas is I did a YouTube video just explaining all 3 of these slides essentially that I put out. So like, and I put that out like a week before BCR Fest of like, look, this is what's coming. Let me know if you have questions. So I tweeted it, I put it in Discord. But then I put the YouTube video out kind of like this one, except I was walking through everything. So people could ask questions or they would, if they were confused on something, they could ask me on stream. Because trying to explain it in the moment is kind of hard. So I feel like if you can get it to people ahead of time, they can kind of process it, think about what they're going to buy, that kind of thing. So I've done that is, so that's like a 20-something minute video. I've done shorts on TikTok and YouTube just to say, hey, BCR Fest is starting. This is what it is, super fast. So like a really short explanation of what's going on, and a reminder to some people that if maybe they don't follow me on Twitter or not on my Discord, but they are subs on YouTube, and so they go, oh shoot, okay, he's doing a charity event, maybe I need to swing by, that kind of thing. So that's a big piece of what I do. I do similar things over on my actual Twitch channel here. So there she is. Down below or to the side if you're on mobile, but on these info panels, I try to have some information here. So this is for our Fred Hutch campaign, a little blurb about it, the donation leaderboard we have this year and all time, and then about like what did our money go towards basically. So over $1,700 total, which is pretty awesome. And then this links straight to the Tiltify page that is working today, so look at that. So that's one way to donate. And then I have the same thing for BCR Fest. So this actually made a full just like Word document to try to explain everything. It's very similar to the YouTube video where I explain everything, but it's all in written form here. And obviously these tie together. So, we talked about Charity Watch. So I try to talk about why I'm passionate about this, why I do it. And then here's all the rules and ways to contribute. Here's the BCRF announcement video I did on YouTube. So, and it's just it's concentrated. And you can always find it. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. There's a bunch of different ways I try to get it in front of people so you can have the information that you'd like to have. So same thing, donations for that year, and then I do all time, which the list has gotten. We have now had 56 people donate total. And as I promised, if you donate even 1 cent, you will be on there forever. There's our grand total, just under 40,000. But I also put all the donation milestones in here so that, and I do something similar that I did with these milestones where I say when things are done or scheduled. I do something pretty similar to where there'll be dates for things, and then I'll mark them as done. That's the equivalent of a green check mark. I need to update this because much more of this is done, and it doesn't even have all the milestones on it. So I should have done that before we started. That's how I try to keep people up to date on my Twitch page, on Twitter, on YouTube, etc. So I try to get people to like, here's, if you want to donate, here it is, and then kind of funnel people to the campaign or to so that basically if they follow me, whatever platform they follow me on, that they can be directed towards the fundraiser if that's something that they want to do. So that's a little bit about how we do it on actual Twitch. I mentioned I posted in my personal Discord, but we also, because there's a group of us fundraising, something you might want to consider if you're doing a group is having a group Discord for the charity. And so Fred Hutch has one that is super lively and successful. Ours for BCR Fest gets lively around September, mid-September, I would say. It's not very year-round. It goes kind of dead for a while. But it's another place that you can help people set up. We kind of try to create a network that helps each other out, and that's another place to kind of communicate. If you're live, if you're doing fun things, if you guys want to collaborate and do something together, like it can be a really good way to kind of show that. One thing I am gonna do, and we'll do it kind of live here, is a version of this, but for Fred Hutch. So I want to make sure that the people who earned personal rewards, excuse me, that earned the personal rewards, know where they stand on everything. So I was going to create just a little table in Excel, and then make it into just a really easy PowerPoint slide, that I can show each of them and say, because there's only, I think it's 3 people that would actually receive something. 4 people. So I just want to make sure that they get their prizes, and I can kind of show like, hey, this is what we do. So I'm gonna try one of those fancy TikTok edits. I feel like I see it on TikTok a lot, but I want to make a beautiful table just of them and their rewards, where we are in there, and we'll see if it translates well to the PowerPoint. So, and here we go. And we're back. All right. Well, that didn't work at all. So I thought I could make it in Excel and copy it over. Well, it didn't. So I just made a table in Excel. So this isn't pretty or any fancy or anything, but this basically helps me keep track of, these are the 4 people that got rewards. If it's blacked out, they didn't kind of qualify to receive that reward. So Poison made her selection, that's why it's green. We're good there. But I need to send out stickers and merch. Poison is TBD. We're working through PO box kind of thing and that kind of thing. So like, no fault of anyone's, but it's just TBD because we're working on it still. But this is something that I could either use for myself and for them to say like, look, here's kind of hold me accountable and say, look, here it is for everyone. This is what we need to send out. So I don't think you need to send these out. I think an individual person may be curious about their rewards, and fast payment makes fast friends, as a wise man once said. So that's why I try to do milestones and these individual rewards as quick as I can. It can just be a lot sometimes. You guys saw how many milestones we had for BCR Fest. It's a lot, but once I get addresses for these 2, I can do that pretty easy. But I can go ahead and do Decrepify and Webnote Marks. I just need to pull the trigger on that. So this also helps get in that mode. And honestly, like right after this, I'm gonna go do that. So anyway, so we talked about creating these kind of billboards, I guess, for that you can use on your Discord, your Twitter, your Blue Sky, your whatever it may be. And then video format, I've tried short form, I've tried long form. Honestly, the long form, I even said, hey, for every like this gets, I'll donate $1 for that. Was not wildly successful, I guess, but I've been better about posting more long form YouTube videos with this series, so we'll see. Maybe it'll have some more momentum going into next year, so TBD. But that's a little bit about how we kind of advertise for them. I think, or for these campaigns, I guess I'll also say I reach out to the whatever fundraising organization I do, just to see if there's anything that we can any support that they offer. A lot of them offer like content packages that have like official logos and that kind of thing. Some like kind of frames around your screen that they can use, overlays. That's the right word for that. But so some organizations have help, and especially if you're going to raise money for them, I think it's definitely worth reaching out. That's about it for communicating. So thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate it. I will get these people their rewards ASAP here now that we have this recording to keep me accountable. But once again, come see the action live. Twitch.tv/GeorgiaPower is where you'll see me Monday, Wednesday, Friday / Saturday is kind of how it's going with the kiddo. I think the 3 streams are okay. I think we'll be able to pull that off, but I think it'll be TBD once I go back to work. Once we both go back to work, because I go back to work, then we both go back. Then she joins me, I guess. So I think that'll be a whole new ball of wax. But so far, a lot of Mondays and Fridays right now, but we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, we got my socials are on the link below. But if you ever want to see examples of these or anything, just let me know. I'll link the BCR Fest 2024 video just so you can see what I'm talking about, just because it's something we went over. And yeah, stay tuned for Gitting Gud Volume 5. Yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. See you guys. Hey guys, Future GP here. Just realized as I was editing this video actually that I totally forgot about 2.5 different ways that you can also help communicate your charity streams a little bit better. So I wanted to include that into the video while it popped into my head and before I actually sent this out. So last couple things you can do are commands, announcements, and pin chat messages on Twitch. So I use WiseBot as my stream bot. This will be a subject of a whole nother video. But most bots can do commands and or announcements. And so the difference, I guess I'll use the WiseBot lingo, which is commands and announcements, but I'm sure it's a little bit different for every bot that's out there. Now I'm going to find them. Here we go. Commands. So I'll do a separate video on WiseBot. There's a ton of features on here that I do not take advantage of. We're going to work to take advantage of some of them, but today we're just going to talk about these two. So commands is something you can type into chat and it will trigger something to happen. So exclamation point, Discord, like merch. I use a lot of these for links. So you type in exclamation point something and a link pops up. So what I use is exclamation point, like for our Fred Hutch charity, I did exclamation point Fred Hutch, and then a generic exclamation point charity, which I think is actually on the next page. So yeah, exclamation point charity is the command, and down here it spits out this text, and in this it has details about the event. This is the very like condensed version of what you want to tell people about your stream. So condensed, and then I put the link there, and that is clickable. So if we go to our Twitch chat here and we type in exclamation point charity, that pops up. So just a little blurb and a clickable link that takes you to the campaigns page that people can donate on. That keeps it fresh and easy in the chat. What I also like to do with this is pin this message. So you can pin this for a certain amount of time or manually unpin at the end of the stream. I do this, and so it's up for the whole stream. That way when someone logs in, they can see this right when they pop onto stream. And so you can pop this down and go, oh shit, I want to donate. And then ta-da. All right, so that's the command from your bot. And then anytime someone pops it, or anytime someone types that in, you can pull that up. So if someone wants to donate, all I have to do, if they can't find the other links, they can just type in !charity, and then I pin it just so it's on everyone's kind of front of mind and kind of they see it at the top of the chat here. The other thing you can do is what Wisebots calls announcements. Actually, they call them announces. I forget. I think they're Dutch. Anyway, and so what it is it is essentially a command on a timed interval. So every 30 minutes, something will pop up. So the one I have right now is that, it's all my different like socials and gamer tags. And these pop up, I want to say every 30 minutes, but if we pop into frequency, so once an hour, I just, so it looks like I got extremely lazy and didn't want to put in an hour. So basically once an hour, something on this list will pop up. So an hour into the stream, the Twitter pops up, that kind of thing. So anyway, you can do that. You can do after a certain amount of messages. Anyway, so and messages, so you can use and or in different things so that you don't have just I don't think you want a ton of announcements, but every 30 minutes you could basically trigger an !charity so that like this pops up every 30 minutes, let's say, in chat, or every 100 messages. You can do it based on that. So if you can kind of tweak both of those to make sure that you're getting the message across as often as you want to. So consider using the commands, a timed command / announcement, and then consider pinning that at the top just so it can be really easy for anyone to donate. So thanks for the letting me pop on for the extra edition here. I just thought that would be important as well. I completely forgot about it the first time. So thanks for bearing with me, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.
Oh God, it's so mediocre!